Hi everyone. So, hi everyone. Oh yay, I can see loads of you on. I didn't know you were all here. Welcome to Mystical Conversations, and you can all ask your questions in the comment box. Let me know who's watching, where you are checking in from, and what is it that you want to know. So we're talking about all kinds of stuff, from angels to aliens to tarot, psychic, past life. Ask anything you want and let's have a mystical conversation. Hi Sheila, Julie Edwards, Julie Sanderson, Joanne Thorne. Hi everyone. Oh, it's so good to see you all here tonight. So I'm going to start off with the first question. If you can hear some strange grunting noises, it's Milo. I've got a dog sat behind me and I've got one sat on my feet. So the first topic that I'm going to get started on tonight, John's just coming to get the dogs, is actually, somebody asked me a question about hexes. So I'm just going to get started and talk about hexes, and then you can feel free to ask me about anything at all to carry on this conversation about anything mystical, magical. Helen James, loving your new Archangel book. Yay, thank you. So the first question that I've got another question. I'm going to pin that one about the Akashic Records. Yes, absolutely. So somebody asked me today, is it possible to put a hex on somebody? And if so, can you remove it? So first of all, hexes are real. Hexes are just energy. And I like to perceive it as a seed of energy. So you can put your psychic protection on. I put it on morning and night, and then I put it on in between doing readings. It's really important because we know everything, the whole universe is energy. Your thoughts are energy, everything at all. So of course we can encounter unsavory energies along the way. When people have negative thoughts about us, it's like sometimes it's like they're sending a psychic arrow that can hit our energy field. But if we're on top of our cleansing, having salt bath showers, using sage and things like that, then that energy doesn't always linger for too long. But hexing, so a hex is when you will intentionally place some kind of dark magic, some ill wishes upon somebody else to bring misfortune, break up relationships, money loss, and so forth. I do believe that hexes are real. There's a lot of power in that, but also there's, to some degree, we do have free will, so there is some level that you have been open to receiving them ill wishes. So, and it can be something very simple. It doesn't mean that you're a bad person in any way, but if you have holes in your aura, perhaps if you've been, you've had a bereavement, or if you've been sick, you've been unwell, all these kind of things can create holes in your aura, and then you're more susceptible to the dark forces coming in for an attack upon you. You can remove hexes, and the most powerful way to do it is with your own mind. There's nothing more powerful than your own mind. So you can perform a small ritual. So I did one today, and I can't show you it because it's outside, but I made some black salt, and I've got all the ingredients here. And the black salt is very easy to make, just with salt, charcoal. I put in a few drops of cedar wood and some of my Star Child Kali incense, and that just, you sprinkle it across the threshold of your home, and it just protects you from negative energy, negative forces being attracted to come into your home. If we are light workers working in the light. You've heard the analogy, the moth to the flame. So, of course, negative energies can be attracted to us. So, if you think you've got a hex on you, the first thing that I would do is start thinking about cleansing your energy. So, performing some kind of ritual. Good time to do this is in the dark moon. I would definitely have some kind of ritual bath, get some fresh rosemary in there, some salt. I would definitely wear some black crystals. I am currently working with black kyanite, which is broom. And you can even place mirrors facing out of your bedroom window at night. And then if people are sending bad thoughts towards you, then the mirror just bounces them off. Some people like to use a double mirror. There's absolutely tons of stuff you can do. You can even just pray. You can surrender it up to Mother Mary, the angels. You can ask them, Michael, to cut cords with his sword of light to free your energy. But you have to really believe that the method you are using is going to work, because like I said, the hex is a seed that's planted within you. And if you are fearful and thinking, oh, I've been cursed, or have I been cursed, then we can manifest it with our own minds. So yeah, there's things that you can do to get rid of that energy. Okay, so I'm going to move on to the next question, and there's loads of new people here. Hi everyone. Can hexes and curses have power over you if you have no fear? That's what Marianne is saying. I know what you're saying, but because we are humans, we all have fear. Fear is actually protects us. So fight or flight is there so that we won't just walk out into the road. We need some level of fear for survival. If you're asking, do they exist if you don't believe in them? Yeah, I still think that they do exist. And you know, if you want to read any stories from the old shamans and you know, the teachings of Don Juan, all in them books, you'll see all like the dark witches and stuff in there. This isn't to put fear into anybody. We're just talking about subjects that people might not know about or might not want to talk about. But in general, especially like where we are in the West, not that many people are into hexing and things like that. So just always protect your energy, and if you're having a few runs of bad luck, then tune into your own energy and think, is there anything here that doesn't belong to me? And if so, surrender it up to the light, call in whoever you believe in, Mother Mary, Jesus, the angels, just call out all of those in. And if you ask to be freed from this energy, then you absolutely will be. And Bernie's saying she has got her black salt here. Perfect. I'm going to make a video for Angel Mystery School. It's on my whiteboard to do that. So I'm just looking for more questions. Hi, Lynn Greener. Lynn Greener's my next door neighbour. Lisa, I asked my angels to put mirrors on my house to reflect any negativity. That's fab. And like I said, you can place a mirror there yourself. Okay, so I've got a question here from Samantha. Hi Claire, can you tell me more about babies we lose before birth? Do their spirits stay with us? Do they age in heaven or stay babies forever? Will we meet them again when we pass? That is an awesome question. And this is a bizarre thing that I always think as well. Okay, so when a spirit is born, it's come from a place where you go when you pass over. I'm not going to say die because we don't really die. So how bizarre is that? So if you're going to have children in the future, their soul right now is in the spirit world with your relations with your ancestors. How awesome is that when you think about that? When you lose a baby in spirit, I believe that they stay with you. They are part of your soul family. And, you know, if you go for readings and things like that, they're probably going to come through because I'm not going to say that they're your guardian angel, but that soul, that baby soul will be with you, maybe looking out for you, be very close to you. So yes, that spirit will remain with you. And when you cross over, that baby will be there again. So yes, you'll definitely meet them again. And spirits, in my experience, do age. So in my perception, if someone goes for a reading and it was a child that died, it might come through as a child so that you can know who that was. But it's like the soul ages. It's hard to explain because there's no such time as linear time in the world of spirit. So it's a bit of a tricky question, but the soul does carry on evolving. It doesn't stay in this baby form forever. So there's a more consciousness, if that makes sense. So nothing to worry about there, Samantha. Yes, you'll definitely meet baby spirits again. Julie Sanderson, how do I know who my angel is and how do I contact them? Well, Julie, so to get to know your guardian angel, you need to do some kind of, you need to find a way to bypass the conscious mind, because when the conscious mind is in the way, all we're getting is our thinking and our beliefs. So we need to bypass that. We need to find a way to access the superconscious mind. Fantastic ways to do that is pranayama breathing, which is through the nostrils. You can Google that. Meditation, and then some kind of channel writing, or you can get someone to take you on a journey. In one of the workshops I do a drum journey 3 times so that the people are getting really relaxed in the workshop and the mind starts to open on a different level. And then I'll guide them on a journey to retrieve the angel's name. Then we ask for confirmation in the physical world. We ask for that name to come back 3 times. So that's one way that I do it, because I think if you've got someone guiding you, you have a lot more confidence. But you can absolutely do it yourself. You can literally ask. You can ask your guardian angel to tell you their name in a dream, and you will get it. Just keep asking. And then to communicate with them, we need to ask. Some people say, oh, I never feel my angels around. Angels don't do this for me. And I always say, well, are you asking? Because we have to ask. That's the law of free will. So ask your angels for help. You know, there's the cliche parking space thing. But I always say, ask for a sign today. What do you want me to do today? And your angel, even if you can't see an angel, it will communicate in your social media feed. It will get a way to get these messages to you. So let's see what other questions we have got. Catherine Knight, if a child dies, will they stay in spirit or be reincarnated? Well, that is a good question, and it could be both. So if you mean in your lifetime, usually souls will incarnate. If one child died in this lifetime, they'd probably reincarnate next time you reincarnate, if that makes sense. So I'm going to share a funny story with you now. And my eldest daughter, Leah, when she was born on the 11th of November, and she was a couple of weeks old, and I took her to my grandparents' house and was introducing the baby to them. And my granddad got really upset, and he walked out of the room with tears in his eye, and I didn't know what was up with him. And we'd had these little cards made with Leah's photograph and the time she was born, the date she was born. And it turned out that my nan had given birth to a stillborn baby on the same date that Leah was born, the 11th of November. And they called him Michael. So Michael would have been my uncle. And they were actually born at the same time, same date, same time. I didn't think too much about it, you know, just giving birth to my first baby and all that. And then about 18 months later, I was in bed and I just got a message saying, write Michael backwards. And if you write it down, it's, apart from the letter C at the end, it spells I am Leah. So that's the big question. Is Leah the incarnation of my nan's son, Michael? So definitely we all reincarnate on the earth until we reach some level of spiritual consciousness, and then we will experience life on in a different reality, different body. It's supposed to be a light body, a crystalline body, different from this body. So that is what happened. That's my opinion, and I don't know everything. I'm only telling you from my experiences, what my angels have told me, and I've been studying. Those of you who know me, I've been studying all this stuff since I was about 14 years old. Okay, Samantha, that means a lot. Oh, bless you. You're very, very welcome. Okay, Lisa, do you believe in reincarnation? My belief is we come to the earth to learn and gain experience, but a clairvoyant told me that we never reincarnate. What would be the point? Oh, yes, reincarnation. I mean, come on. Absolutely, absolutely. You know, if you believe something, don't listen to what other people say. If, you know, clairvoyants tell you this, that, and the other. If you believe something, then definitely. Earth is like a school. We've come here to develop our souls. I remember past lives. Anyone can do it. Anyone can remember the past lives. Definitely reincarnation, 100%. The soul is eternal. Everybody has a soul. What would the point in being born and then that's it? There'd be no point in that. Definitely, Lisa. So I'm just scrolling through. So Helen James is saying, Archangel Uriel is my guide and teacher. Can you please tell me more about him? Okay, so Archangel Uriel, his name translates to either light of God or fire of God. He's the angel of the solar plexus chakra, which is just above the belly button. And his twin ray angel is Archea Aurora, and her name means dawn of the goddess. His feminine aspect, Aurora, she's the angel that helps to see you through when you can't see the wood for the trees, when life is really tough, when you're experiencing struggle. Aurora is that angel. Uriel helps to light up the way. He's the angel of empaths. So if you're very empathic and you feel other people's emotions and physical feelings, then Uriel can put like a filter in your solar plexus chakra to help protect that area for you. He helps to guide you on your pathway. He's one of the wisdom angels, but he never shows you the whole picture. So like how an eagle can see the whole landscape, but down here we only see a small picture, then Uriel, he can help to give you answers. He can shed light when you need answers, but you never get to see the whole picture. So you're very lucky to be working with Uriel. He's got such a lovely, lovely energy, very, very empowering and calming as well. Chloe, I agree, Lisa, reincarnation and being here to learn, 100%. Sheila, read your book cover to cover, love it, thank you. See what else we've got. Tamasha, how many angels do we have? So we have a whole team of invisible helpers, okay? So we have a spirit guide, which is called your gatekeeper. That's the chief guide. And your gatekeeper guide is always more ascended than we are. So we'll have a more high vibrational spiritual guide, because if they're not, then how can they help us to ascend? So you have your gatekeeper. Your gatekeeper is in charge of the other guides that come in and out. We have ancestral guides. They're our relations, okay? They come and help us when we go for readings. They'll tell us what's going on and what to look out for. We have helper guides. So if you're learning something new, you will get helper guides to come in and help you. However, helper guides are not exclusively your guides. Your gatekeeper guide is your guide alone. Helper guides might be working with several people. So for example, if I wanted to learn channeled writing now, and in a guide that had that ability in life would come and help me when I'm practicing that, but they also help other people too. And then when I stop doing that and I move on to something else, that guide will go on the way and start working with someone else. All spirit guides that I'm talking about have had a physical existence on Earth. Then we have guardian angels. Everyone has at least one guardian angel as well, and that guardian angel is assigned to you and you alone. However, when you're in time of need, when you're going through a lot, then you could have several angels coming in helping you with certain things. It depends what your mission is. Can I have a drink, please, John?
If you're trying to be quiet, can I have a drink, please?
Then we have other guides as well that can help us. Power animals, they are favourite people. I love it. Speak of the devil, here's Minna, come to help me. She jumped on my knee as soon as I said power animals. So a power animal is an animal spirit. It's the archetypal of a specific animal. So say, for example, you needed the qualities of a specific animal in your life. You need to shield your energy, call upon armadillo. You need to blend in, call in chameleon. You want to draw your tribe into you, call upon wolf. You want to create something, call upon grandmother spider. So each of the energy of the animals, we all have, they say we have 9 animals, one for each of the directions and one within. So, and then there are even more, if you want to take it even further, the star beings as well. So John's just getting his ice creams, he's rustling.
For you.
Thank you. So we have a whole host of guides around us at any one time. So that was a great question. Okay, Marianne is saying, do you think we may have met in Atlantis? Can you just elaborate on that question? Do you think, are you asking, have you met me in Atlantis? So just go back to that one. Oh, Joanne. When I've done a meditation and met a guide, I keep coming up with Helen or Helena. So do you think we share the same guide? Ha. Well, Helena is, a lot of you know about Helena because she is like one of my cheeky guides who loves, when I've been on radio interviews and stuff like that, she always wants to be out there. She's got one really good personality. It is possible, Joanne, that Helena has been guiding and working with you as well, especially if you're interested in rituals and things like that, because all the rituals that I write, most of them come from Helena. She was a herbalist in her past life, and she is not my gatekeeper guide. She is one of my helper guides. So that is definitely possible that my Helena, Hell's Bells, might be working with you as well. Dave, reincarnation occurs not only in this world, but others too. I've seen some really interesting lives elsewhere. Good to see you too, Frank, and David, and that is a really, really good point, that you can, you know, how many realities actually are there? Meryl, I met an archangel off your webinar last week. Fab. Marianne, Minnie, that's what my family call me. Yeah, that's what my dog's called, Minnie. Okay, Alicia, is there a particular angel that helps you when you leave this life to transition to the next? Yes. So, the angels of death is Archangel Uriel and Archangel Layla. They are the angels of death, and they're, like I said before, there's no such thing as death. It's transition, like you have said, and we're leaving this body. This body belongs to Mother Earth, and this will stay here, and our soul will go on its journey elsewhere. These two angels are the angels of that. Layla is kind of, she's the angel who brings the soul into the womb. She's the feminine aspect. And the folklore about this angel is she's the angel that kisses your lips when you're born and creates Cupid's bow. That's just, I know, loads of mad stuff. But yeah, Azrael is the angel that will help you to cross over, as well as your ancestral family and anybody who you loved in this lifetime. They will all be there to help you to transition. Helena, I'm currently working on projects to help Mother Earth and Indigenous peoples. Do your guides have any advice? Well, the angel who is really, really connected to Mother Earth, to all the plants, the animals, is Archangel Uriel. So I would connect to her and ask for guidance, ask for step by step to be shown what you can do. I mean, I know there's a lot of chaos in the world. It looks chaotic through our eyes, but I truly believe and trust that on some level, everything is under control, even though from our limited perception, it may not be. You know, I was thinking, Mother Earth, poor Mother Earth, she gives us so much, and humans, we treat her so badly, we want everything. But really, she is so strong. If she wanted to get rid of us, she could do, and the earth would flourish without us here. So we need Mother Earth. Mother Earth doesn't really need us. However, that's not a cue to not take responsibility. We all need to take responsibility and look after our earth. But just saying your prayers, giving gratitude, and ask Uriel. Uriel will help you get some creative ideas. I'm just scrolling through, seeing any more cool questions. Lisa, I keep getting the name Avalon, keep seeing it and hearing it in my mind. Avalon is a place. Avalon is the Holy Isle in Glastonbury, the Isle of Glass. Very, very sacred place filled with mythology, magical ley lines. Maybe you need to go to Avalon. Maybe that's why you keep getting that message. Okay. So I'm just looking for more questions. Ask me your questions, guys. I can't see every question in order, so if I've missed one, ask me again. Alicia, sorry to hear about your mum. I was told she would never be on her own a couple of years. Alicia, I've missed the beginning of your message, so don't really understand what the question is. Catherine Knight, one time when I was doing Tai Chi partner work with someone, I felt that someone moved into their body and I knew what they were feeling. I found this overwhelming. Can you explain what happened? someone felt. So Catherine, did you move into their body or did they move into yours? So when you're doing something like Tai Chi, which is a really, really awesome exercise for developing all of your psychic abilities, for building up all your psychic energy, protecting your aura, as well as clearing all the meridians for good health. So those kinds of energetic exercises are fantastic. So it seems like it's, if you're doing partner work, you are blending your energy with somebody else. And you know, when I was practicing some mediumship work, when you get to a certain point, you can invite that spirit. I prefer to do this with angels, to blend with your aura, and that's when someone will start. They've got a spirit through and they start coughing because the person had a terrible cough. Or they'll get a pain in the head and that person suffered with something to the head. It's because that energy is mingling and blending and transferring, and it can be very overwhelming, especially if you're doing Tai Chi. You're really opening up your energies. But empaths do that on a smaller scale level as well, where they're just picking up things. You know, there's no space between anything. This is an illusion that there's space between me and this computer screen. If you had some like microscope, you would see that there's atoms and there's energy moving everywhere. So that everything is energy. So that's why you can feel everything, and you can actually move into somebody else's body, and that's what trance medium, some kind of mediumship where they let the spirit into their own body as well, which I don't recommend, by the way. So yeah, your spirit, every night your spirit leaves the body and travels around, astral projection. We all do it. It's not just for people who are into psychic stuff. So of course you could slip in and out of it when you're doing something like Tai Chi. If you're prone to things like that, maybe be a bit more grounded, wear some dark crystals, eat some root vegetables and things like that. Sue and Oliver, when someone crosses over, do they have the same amount of knowledge there as they had here on Earth or more? Okay. I think it depends on that soul. So this is what I believe, what I've experienced. When you cross over, there's all different dimensions again. So it's not just there's heaven and earth. There's loads of places. The Buddhists call them the bardos. And there's all different bardos which can be thought of as realms of reality. And so it kind of depends where you are. But say if you went for a reading now and your nan, if you're talking about maybe your nan who's in spirit now, then yeah, they know more than us. They can predict our future. They know that there's no such thing as time. So in some essence, yes, the spirit world do know more than us, because the veil of separation, they understand who we are as a soul. They understand that, they remember that, okay? They remember that we are one. They remember that we are connected to a higher source, whether you call that creator, source, God. So yeah, they do know more than us, but as well it depends on which realm they enter. And that's why they have death rituals in a lot of spiritual cultures, which helps to raise the energy of the person who's transitioning. So they will pray for loads of days, 40 odd days, that they'll pray and light candles to help that soul, to raise the consciousness of the soul, so that it goes to like a heavenly bardo. Because if you passed over, maybe you weren't expecting it, some kind of out the blue, it can be a little bit of a shock, like, oh. So that's not something to feel like panic stations. But that's why sometimes when we experience that spirits haven't crossed over, because if they've passed over in a bit of a shocking way, they might not realise what has actually happened to them. But all souls go into some kind of healing, I call it healing chamber, but that's just because I like words like that, some healing dimension. But heaven is the spirit world. Everything is good. It feels like it's all very comforting in that realm. They don't have the struggles like us, what we're going to make for tea and all that. Okay. Abby Murphy, third time looker. Okay, I've got you. Do you have any suggestions to connect with babies that you're waiting to conceive? Well, this is what would happen if you believe in Atlantis and these higher civilizations. They would meet up with the souls, that they would actually do this. I would just set the intention, Abba. I mean, if you can communicate with angels and your spirit guide, then it's possible that you can make this connection. If you can't do that, then you can send a message out there, but I don't know how you would receive that. So it depends whether you are in a place where you can receive spirit or not. But literally open the dialogue, just ask. It's as simple as that. If you don't ask, you don't get. Our prayers they're always answered if we ask. Lisa, I would love to have a personal Q&A discussion with you. Keep firing away with your questions. Okay, Shauna, I was doing channeled writing a letter to Lady Faith and signed it Arabella. Oh. So do you feel like that is, so either that name is someone who you have been in a past life, or you have channeled that from some being called Arabella? Catherine is now saying, back to the Tai Chi question, that she moved into theirs. So if you've popped into someone else's body, Catherine, then when you're practicing stuff like this, then you need to really ground yourself. And I was telling someone else today that you can even buy earthing mats for in your bed. Right, Josie, Akashic Records. The Akashic Records, it just says a question mark, so I'll just talk about it if there's nothing specific about it. Every experience that we have is recorded. It's recorded by your third eye chakra. So if you want to view the Akashic Records, you do so by traveling within yourself through the third eye gate. The angels of the Akashic Halls are Archangel Uriel. Well, actually, he's the angel of your soul contract. He holds your soul contract. And before we are incarnated onto earth, your life isn't set in stone. We have free will. This is a playground. But there's always some points in life, they're like checkpoints, where you're destined to meet a specific person. You're meant to go this place. We all know what that feels like when it feels like it's destiny. It's really exciting. So those kind of events, those kind of people that can give us lessons through experiences, and we experience on earth through the emotions. Those are written into our soul contracts. It's also in our soul contracts who our guardian angel is as well. So in the Akashic Hall, you can view all of your past lives. I've been in the first time I visited I didn't know where it was, and then I read about the Akashic Halls and realised, that's where it was. If you don't know my story, when I was a kid, I always used to come out of my body. I didn't know how to consciously do astral projection, but it would just happen spontaneously. So at night, I'd be seeing what my grandparents were watching on the TV, what they were eating for supper, and then the next day I'll be saying, oh, I've seen you making your crackers and cheese and you were watching this on the 10 o'clock news. And that would really freak them out because they were Christians and they didn't like it at all. But everybody does this. So I've always been very prone to easily slipping out of the body and visiting these realms. And I visited the Akashic Hall, what I think is the first time, but I've probably been there before and just not remembered. I've probably gone in my dreams. I was just doing a meditation and I went back there. And how I perceived it and how you perceive it is totally fine. We all have our own creative mind and see things in different ways. But how I perceived it was a circular room full of books. And I pulled a book off the shelf and I opened it and I could see this story. And in it, I was an 8-year-old boy and I went straight back into that lifetime where I got killed by a horse, this accident with a horse in France. And I instantly realised that that was me and that was my life. And in that moment, the reason why I remembered that, why I had that memory was because part of my soul was still trapped in that past lifetime because it was a traumatic experience. So I received what is known as a soul retrieval by remembering and realizing I seen this part of my spirit as this boy, and I was like, oh, that's me, come back. So I took that energy back. That's a soul retrieval. So the Akashic Records, you can set the intention to go there. You can ask your guardian angel to show you what is in the Akashic Halls. Yeah, I think that's all I want to say about that, unless there's more questions. Past life vows, is that the same as a soul contract? Yes and no. A past life vow, no, I'm going to say no, it's not the same actually. So in your soul contracts, you kind of do take an oath or a vow. However, when someone's on about a past life vow, that could be if you have been a nun in a past life, you might have or a monk, you might have took vows to live in poverty. And that's why I've found a lot of people have struggled to manifest money in abundance because they have had lifetime upon lifetime of it drilled into them that money is the root of all evil. It's bad to have money, and they're living in life to service and not receiving. So that is a past life vow, just an example of one. Okay. I'm reading yours again, Sheila. The other one was a bit too big. Homemade. The question is about homemade rituals and prayers. I have found myself making more rituals and prayers that I haven't read or heard about after reading your book, and wondered if this is something you've experienced with making your own rituals and how they've worked out for you. Right. Every single ritual what I do, I have made up myself. Every single one. I get a lot of tips off Helena because she knows what's what. But in general, I have studied all kinds of stuff. I've got diplomas in crystal therapy, aromatherapy, master herbalism. So I already know what oils and crystals work well for specific things. So I just go with the flow. I just tune in and decide what is it that I want to do. So today when I made the black salt, you know, I didn't see a recipe that said put cedarwood in it or put a pinch of this in. I just used my intuition, and I urge you to do that too, because you're being really authentic and trust that you know the wisdom is all in you. Oh, I also put a splash of that in it as well. It smells amazing. So absolutely make up your own rituals. They are the most powerful ones. And one of the reasons why they are so powerful is because when before when I was on about the psychic protection with the mirror. So things that you're using for rituals and protection, they can be called like your shields, and in reality you shouldn't really share with anybody what your shields are, because it dilutes the energy away from them, and it leaves you vulnerable if someone knows, oh, they use this and they use that. So I'm chopping it up and changing it all the time, what I'm using. And then I only reveal to other people a ritual that I've used and how it worked after I've used it, and I'll probably never use that exact same one again. It's up on YouTube, how I manifest the book deal, the exact ritual that I used. It's got a congratulations candle on there. I was lighting the candle before I even got a book deal saying congratulations to myself, signing books, pretending that I'm signing my book. Magic, ritual, it all works, but equally you need to put some effort in as well. So hard work with some positivity, some law of attraction, some rituals will get you what you want if it is for the highest good. What is the sisterhood of the rose? Well, this is a very big topic, but I am going to touch on it. So the sisterhood is, if we go back to Lemuria, if you believe in Lemuria and Atlantis, there were temples. You've probably heard of the 12 skulls, the 12 temples. In Lemuria, it's said that in the beginning and the golden age, that beings were androgynous. And then when we became carbon instead of light body, that's when we started experiencing gender. And so there was the Brotherhood of Light and the Sisterhood of the Rose. The Sisterhood of the Rose is the divine feminine. It's the 12 temples of light. Currently, all the threads, the red thread of the Sisterhood of the Rose is the Isis, Mary Magdalene, Mother Mary. It's that lineage. So in a nutshell, the Sisterhood of the Rose is a group of women who have, through the generations, through the timelines, have carried the wisdom, the sacred wisdom of the divine feminine within their soul, and it is now awakening. And that is why people are interested in the Sisterhood of the Rose. They're interested in Mary Magdalene, all this priestess stuff, because now it's time for the balance to be restored on earth. So that's a little bit about Sisterhood of the Rose. I'll go into more depth about that next time, because I've been on for 50 minutes and there's still messages that I'm trying to read. Hi, Michelle. Can Akashic Records predetermine someone's free will? Well, your karma is also stored in your Akashic record. I don't think it can. I think to some degree there are things that are set, like I said before, in the Akasha and in the karmic balance, but we have free will to either create more good karma or bad karma. So I think when we're on earth, nothing is set in stone, but there are those fated moments, those destiny moments. Right, let's see. Barbara, it may be dangerous to encounter an angel in meditation. A lot of fluid and a big light from my heart. Some bad thoughts. I'm just reading it because it's a bit of a long one. Well, I don't think it's dangerous to encounter angels in meditations as long as you have invoked some kind of protection around you. Maybe, so if you've a lot of fluid, I don't really know what, I think there might be a typo there, but you said you had some bad thoughts after a meditation with the angel and felt nervous. Is it only the mind, or perhaps is it dark forces? Well, we're always influenced by planetary stuff as well. So bear that in mind, because yesterday was the last day of that 8-year Venus thing as well. So in general, there's been a lot of darkness blanketed upon the earth anyway. The way I see it with angels, if you're calling upon an angel of light, then nothing bad is going to happen because you have called upon that angel. So if you felt anger or something afterwards, and maybe it is just something within you that's ready to be released, some kind of healing, because it's good to let that energy out, to express those energies. I haven't heard of anyone having a psychic attack after working with an angel. I have heard of people having psychic attack after opening up to spirit in a way that is not not a responsible manner. So if people just start messing about with Ouija boards and things like that, you know, people have experienced attack. But when they know what they're doing, when they're supported in a circle, then you're generally protected. But no, I wouldn't say that is the dark forces. I think that's maybe it's a coincidence, or maybe if you had a bit of fear in you in regards to connecting with an angel, if you thought before the meditation, is this bad, then maybe it's just a bit of fear that's manifested. So what I would do moving forward, just ask whoever you feel comfortable with to protect you and to clear any energy away from you, whether that's whoever you believe in, Jesus, Buddha, any of those beings of light, Archangel Michael, just ask them to be around you. Samantha, can we ask our gatekeeper angel name? Yeah, you can ask for any of the names. It's good to know the names. The name is the vibration of your soul. So Google what your own name means as well. Lindsay, I had a soul retrieval today and saw myself at 5 years old crying in a classroom. Wow. Chloe, yeah. Agua de Florida. It does smell amazing. And I've just been asked what's my view on Kabbalah. Well, interestingly, Kabbalah is one of the very few things that I have not actually studied. So I have no comment on Kabbalah. Leslie Ann, I didn't know you did black salt. I carry it in my handbag. That's amazing. Haha. Okay, so I've got to the end. I can't see any more questions. Josie, that is a good comment that you've left to Barbara about the angel of truth by throwing holy water over it. That's a good idea. So, GGB, I've asked this before on a different forum, but what is the significance of the number 33? I'm seeing it all the time. So the number 33 is related to the Christ consciousness. So when we say Christ consciousness, it doesn't mean that we are Christians, because Jesus Christ attained the Christ consciousness. So Christ is a title, it's not a name. The number 33 relates to the Christ consciousness. They say that some people say that Jesus died when he was 33 years old. They say that there's 33 vertebrae up the spine. So it's like a clue to the ladder of ascension. Also, the number 33, the number 3 is the Holy Trinity. So 3 is the mind, body, and spirit of your masculine and your feminine. So it's a really spiritual number. If you keep seeing that number, it's the number of the ascended masters. It's like the masters are calling you, inviting you to get to know who they are. There's all different kind of masters, but yeah, it's the master number. So I am going to finish off now, and the first person to comment will get a card, and then I'm going to leave it for tonight. And I'm going to come back and do this maybe next month. I want to do it quite regular, but I've not got loads of time. So who would like a card? Come on, first person. You're welcome, Janice Burner. Bernadette Fry was the first person to ask. So let's see what's coming out for Bernadette tonight. Okay, can do another one as well. Fab. So, first of all, Burner, the card that's coming through is saying that something has come to an end. There's some kind of cycle that's come to an end now. And it just looks like the sun is rising and all this fresh energy is coming in. So when it's been a long winter and then you have that first day where it's really lovely and warm, that's what the energy feels like, what's coming through. You're being asked to be really optimistic at the moment and to broaden your horizon, because you've got the 3 of Wands, and this is a really awesome card. The key word for this, if you've heard this saying, is your ship has sailed in. So something that you want, it might not be in the palm of your hands, but it's there. You should have some sense of it coming towards you now, and it's something that you really want. It's something exciting. This card, it's number 3, which I'm buzzing off because Janice was just on about the significance of 33. So you are well supported, and this feels like that you've got, or you're about to have some broader perspective in life, and it's time to reap the rewards. This is saying something exciting is on the horizon, you're well supported, and you are in alignment with your true destiny, because that's what the number 3 reveals. So everybody, thank you so much for joining in. It's been an awesome evening, and I will see you all soon. Have a lovely weekend. Bye.